can feel it down in my plums. When I hear a sound, a rap at the door, my young son Gabriel walks in.
And welcome back to Let the Boys Watch, an entertainment podcast brought to you by Going Great Productions. I'm one of your hosts, my name is Robbie, and today we're back again with a YouTube exclusive mini episode. We'll spend the next 15 to 30 minutes discussing the FX/Hulu series and the 23-time Emmy nominee, The Bear. This week, we discuss Season 3, Episode 5, Children, and Episode 6, Napkins. The Bear stars Jeremy Allen White, Ebon, Moss-Bachrach, Edebiri, Boyce, Abby Elliott, Matty Matheson, Liza Colón-Zayas, and Oliver Platt, alongside me, the cousin Benny. How we feeling?
Feeling good, but you did leave out one person, and his name is John Cena.
I forgot about the scenes.
I wanted to play his music, but I knew it wouldn't pick up on the mic.
And not that hard to forget. Forget about it. And alongside the cuz and myself, and you can't see him, but he's John Cena's here as well. One of our co-hosts and good friend Ryan. How you been?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't have anything today. That's all I got. So yeah, Let the Boys Watch. This is a YouTube exclusive. Find us elsewhere. We're also talking about House of the Dragon, The Boys, and bunch of movies. So check us out. I don't know. You can figure it out. This is a mini episode. I'm not gonna go on too long.
Yeah, you're here. While you're here, subscribe.
While you're here, subscribe. Put in a comment, whatever.
Tell us to GFY.
Yes, please. Go fund yourself. So yeah, episode 5 and 6. I think probably 6 might be a lot of people's favorite episode this season. But there's several other good episodes, and like Robbie said, they got several Emmy nominations for a reason. But I don't know. What'd you boys think of these 2 episodes?
Robbie, tell me something good.
Tell me something good. Episode 5 was okay. I thought John Cena was a little overboard. I mean, it was awesome to see him pop up on the screen, but I felt like he was just put in there just because somebody had a fantasy to get him onto his show. Maybe the writer, creator of the show wanted him on here. I didn't think he fit in with the Fox, but yeah, I thought it was okay. This was another one. Like when I first saw him pop on, I was like, oh, this is awesome. I'm all in on Cena. And then as the episode started to progress, I'm like, all right, I'm all out on Cena. And then I thought to myself, am I out on John Cena?
Oh my God. I did not come here for this.
And I said, potential. And then I was watching Money in the Bank and I saw him coming down in his jorts and I said, I'm all out on John Cena. So yeah, I mean, I did enjoy episode 5. I enjoyed, what's her name? I keep on forgetting these people's names. Sydney and what's his name? I think I've had dementia.
Computer?
Well, it's the computer, but and Marcus.
Marcus.
That little scene on the stoop.
Shout out to
them.
Marcus, who was wearing my New Balances on the stoop. I scooped those out. I was like, all right, me and Marcus, we're simpatico.
Shout out New Balance too, if you're listening, please. Send us some shoes.
Yeah, sponsor the show.
No, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. A little too much haunting. This is the first time where the Fox kind of annoyed me. Not really Matty, but the other dude was getting really annoying, and he just kind of getting on my case. And I really had enough of him in this episode. I did enjoy Computer. I did enjoy that entire scene, that dynamic. That was really fun to watch. I mean, please, trying to get rid of Marcus, how dare you? We would revolt. But yeah, I thought it was a good episode. I won't get into episode 6. I'll just focus on episode 5 right now. But I thought it was okay. Not the strongest, but a nice little place setter.
Yeah, agree on episode 5. I enjoyed it. Not the best episode this season, but I loved, having the computer come in. Just the fact that he's called the computer makes me laugh. And I actually did. I I liked the facts. Then I was like annoyed by them, but then it kept going on so long that it got funny again for me. All the haunting stuff and everything. So I did in the end like all that, all their hijinks. And I, loved a lot of the other things, like you said, with Sydney and Marcus on the stoop, with Sugar being like, computer, if you fire Marcus, I'll fucking kill you. Loved that. Um, just a solid episode. But not the best one this season, I think.
I hate to disagree with the cuz, but I'm a John Cena guy. It's widely known I'm a John Cena guy. I think because I wasn't watching wrestling when he was like really at the height of his powers and annoying everybody. I came at the tail end of John Cena's wrestling career and the beginning of his acting career. I'm so annoyed. I was like looking for YouTube covers on Google for one of the previous episodes, and that cameo got spoiled for me. So
Oh, that sucks.
yeah, so when he popped in, I was like, awesome, but I knew he was coming. Um, he's the best. He's the best around. Him and Batista shit on the Rock as far as wrestlers who became actors. Those are probably my two favorites. Um,
Look
I,
at
I
you
like
now.
look at you now. Uh, I like children. I thought that Napkins far and away, blew it out of the water. I love these single episodes that each one of the characters seems to be getting at some point, and it's not only this season, it's last season, with Richie and the others, Marcus.
Marcus, yeah.
Yeah, that was EO's first episode that she directed, and she did a
Yeah.
fantastic job with Napkins. Uh, there was a lot of things I was thinking during the Tina episode, and one of them was, does this cancel out Tina's attitude in the beginning towards Carmi, because she was so nice at work? You get all the how sweet she is with her husband and what a great relationship that they have, and all the trials and tribulations she went through to find another job. But they kind of made it come full circle at the end where she's in the beef and she's seeing how they're all interacting with each other, like yelling at each other. And Michael is kind of like, this is how it is here. You're gonna love it. And it kind of made me think of how much Tina must have loved Michael and that place, and for Carmi to come in and then kind of want to upend things right away. Like, I was like, okay, like this all kind of makes sense now with the way that Tina was acting in the beginning of the series. So I'm glad that it all kind of fit together by the end of that episode, as into my head, as to why Tina was the way she was in the beginning, because she's such a sweet person, and you felt for her, and we've all been in that position, that she's been in, where you're struggling to find a job, or things just aren't going your way. um but yeah, I thought they were two good episodes, but Napkins by far and away was the better episode.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I didn't love, and this is really nitpicky, is that I'm pretty sure in season 1 they allude to the fact that like Tina's known their family for a long time. So it like kind of negates that a little bit. But
Okay.
I think I think you can still take her attitude off the table towards Carmi, because again, she loved him, and then Carmi comes in and tries to like shake things up, and she's like, nah, don't mess with my man's, spot. So
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, I liked episode 6 as well. Napkins, I agree. I love when we get these, episodes that are focused solely on one character. The Richie episode, I think, being my favorite. Marcus, a close second. I really like that episode with Marcus, when he goes and works with whatever that hot guy's name is. That other chef.
I got number one.
Hot guy number one, who was the nerdy kid in that movie with the Millers. But I liked the Tina episode as well. I think there was a couple parts where I was kind of like, all right, like I get it. She's having difficulty navigating the current climate of job applications, and I'm not sure what year that's supposed to be too. It could be maybe like post recession or during the recession. I'm not 100% sure, so it could have been like extra tough. But overall, I really liked it.
I love
Yeah,
that.
shout out to.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just saying, shout out to Tina's husband and wife in real life as well.
Yeah, I was literally just gonna like that's what I was gonna say. And he's from, where I know him the most from is Dexter. He was always he's a good character in Dexter. I feel like he's not necessarily the best actor all the time in that show, but it was just a character that I really liked, and I thought his acting was really good in this episode. I was gonna say I believe I believe that the two of them are husband and wife, but obviously they're drawing from real life there. So it's cool. It's cool to see them together on screen, knowing that they're actually husband and wife in real life. I thought they did a really good job.
Agree.
Yeah, this is the Napkins was a great episode. I loved it. I love getting Tina's backstory. And I figured we'd get somebody's backstory, that we haven't in the show's past. But it's such a tough episode because if you ever been in that situation where you've lost your job and you're navigating those waters, there's so many emotions that run through you, and not just at the moment, but like what runs through you like on a daily basis, right? Am I good enough? Am I ever going to find something? What's wrong with me? This stinks. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And you navigate those waters, and it's tough to do, and it's tough to, you know, hear positive feedback from people, and you don't know what's going to come next, especially when you're struggling to find like your next meal or where money's coming from, and what are we going to do about the future. So it encapsulated all those things, and that's why I love it, because if you've been in that situation before, you know exactly what Tina's going through and how hard it is and how much you beat yourself up. So it's such a PTSD episode for some people, but it's such an important episode. I'm not a big believer in fate or you know timing or things like that, but I did love what led her to the beef, and that's missing, the bus not being there on time, and she's pissed off when she goes in there. And even when she just sits down and is having the sandwich, she breaks down and cries. And the levity that it brings, where they think that she's crying because the sandwich is terrible. And then the conversation that her and Michael have, I love. But it's just a great episode because so many people have been in Tina's position and they don't know what's going to come next. And then you look back on it, and some of that reasoning of why it happened is some of the best, some of the it's for the best, and it really changes you as a person. But in that moment, you don't really know. So that's what I really love that episode so much.
I think you should too. I mean, huge shout out to John Bernthal. I mean, we always, he's probably going to pop up in at least one episode every season. Was not expecting it to be this one. So it was cool to get him kind of out of nowhere. And just for him to have all that screen time where it's just one dedicated conversation between the two of them. And you even get a little bit of Michael's backstory there, or at least what he's dealing with in the moment there. I thought it was so good. But to jump back to episode 5 a little bit, I don't know how the season ends up. I mean, I know you guys do. I've been sticking true to the show, the show here, and trying to just watch the 2 episodes that we're talking about. But I like that it seems like Carmy kind of understands a little bit where, like, you know, how much he's kind of being an asshole. Like just the moment that he has with, and I'm sorry to bring, to forget his name, but to bring him up at the point, but the guy that's handling the window, he has that moment with him with the bread on the floor, and he kind of like, am I fucking this up? And just trying to be there for him in that moment, even if it's just helping him up with the bread, or that small moment where he's getting up and he like puts his arm on his arm to like help him up a little bit. I like that Carmy at least a little bit is kind of not going full I don't give a f, and just like scorched earth. Like you're seeing a little bit of that humanity come back to him, at least a little bit.
I absolutely loved. They got the Tribune coming for photos, and they're just fucking puffing cigs in the restaurant.
Loved it. I
Just
think we
like
said it. Go ahead.
like sorry, you quickly like that that's gonna stink up that entire restaurant, and that's not gonna come out. That smell's not gonna go anywhere in time. But this guy when he comes in and he's like, he even calls back to like somebody smoking in here. You guys are smoking in here.
And doesn't he's like, yeah, we were ripping darts. Love that.
I mean, the
Even
facts just get better and better.
yeah, and I don't like. What are you thinking? This is like fine dining. Like the first seating is gonna come in and be like, why does it reek of cigs in here?
Yeah, but that's such a fun. I don't know if fun's the word I'm looking for, but you're always there's that one person that you look up to that like if he does something you're like all right I'm gonna light up too, like might as well, like he's doing it, I'll do it, even though you know that it's the wrong thing to do. And I think it was cool how they build the dynamic between the facts. Like it's, I'll go back to the conversation with Michael and Tina, the conversation with Richie and Evie, and the conversation with Sydney and Marcus on the steps. Like they do the real like relationship type conversations really well in this show, like establish these people's relationships and getting to know like how their relationship is just by a conversation they have where they don't even have to reference what their relationship is like. You get to know it through these like small moments that you have with the characters.
Yeah. And I love that this show does relationships well in that like characters can have arguments or even like be like yelling fuck you to each other, and but they still care about each other, whereas like in other shows often it's like this small disagreement and it's like, oh, they're never talking again or
Yeah,
whatever. It's like a whole big thing. But yeah, no, I agree, they do relationships really well in the show.
I am interested in the Richie and Carmi relationship at this point because they're still talking through Sydney, and like we haven't gotten any scenes with them by themselves talking, and we're getting towards the end of the season here. So not that I think that something bad is going to happen between the two of them, but it is concerning to me at this point that they haven't like at least had some type of conversation. It seems like there's a lot of bad blood there still, but they still care about each other.
Yeah.
And that's what like kind of like got it on my case like up to this. It's like, come on, I guess it's the same thing as like Game of Thrones. Like let's get this relationship going. Like let's address it, let's fix it. But as of right now, it's nowhere near repair. And that's the thing that kind of annoys me because I do feel like they have a great dynamic, and I enjoyed when they would just bust each other's balls. Now it's just personal, and it doesn't really it's affecting the business. But you know, I do love Richie being super anal about it, tables and putting the flowers where he wants them, not where Conway wants them. So I do love shit like that because that's something I would do because I'm Johnny Spites, so I would do the same thing. So I love that.
But I think too,
Petty.
like it's a good way, not a good way, but it's realistic that they're not reconciling because they both got so much shit going on that they're not addressing properly, and it's causing them to not like to neglect other things in their life. Like Carmi's got whatever the hell he's got going on in his mind about Claire and the restaurant, that he's so in his own head about that he's not even thinking about like, let me reach out to Richie, let me squash this. And Richie's got, his wife is getting married to somebody else. He's feeling lonely and like he's not addressing that. So again, he's doing the same thing where he's not reaching out to Carmi. Like they're both not in the right headspace to mend that fence.
Yeah,
True. We had a hot take alert the other day.
We did.
I'm not going to speak for the other person who had the same take as me, but
It's not me.
we're a little out. We're a little out on Sydney. So just letting you know that for the fans out there, the casual fans out there.
really.
Yeah.
Do you want to expound?
Yeah, care to explain?
I haven't had a couple of cocktails deep, so I'm not really sure what the conversation was or what I was trying to say, but she's just a little bit too much for me. I think she's cut from the same ilk as Carmi. I think she does just as much harm as Carmi does. I don't know. I don't like her relationship with her dad. I don't like some of the things she does. I'm not really too into her, and I kind of forget what I said um the other day. But if the cousin remembers, he can please let me know.
Well, you're saying she is maybe a little bit too big for her britches, like especially with the menu stuff, like taking offense to how much Carmi is changing things, and she seems to take a lot of the stuff personally, and it causes her, she's feeling a certain type of way about Carmi, but it's also has to do with the way that she's reacting to certain situations.
That's right. And I feel like he gave her a chance. He obviously wants her to be partner. He sees the value in her, but he also is far and away the better chef than her. And he's got all this experience and he's trying to bring her in. Yeah, and he's not the best at, taking advice or helping her or things like that. But like she hasn't been where he's been. Right. So obviously you're gonna get that from Carmen, and he's gonna be some type of way, and he's gonna be controlling, and I get that, and he wants to have perfection, but he trusts her, and he could be better at that. But when she gets to that level, then maybe she can act that way. But she's not at that level yet, and she should kind of like wean herself in. And I feel like she's just doing a little too much, thinking a little too big for her britches, and she's not there yet. I guess that's what kind of annoys me about her. If I'm wrong, please tell me. Or don't. Leave me alone. I don't want to
I
hear it.
understand where you're coming from, but I'm not there with her yet. Like I could understand in a way why she feels the way that she does, because there are a lot of things that Carmi does where like you don't have to be, James Beard to know that he's not doing things the right way, or he's maybe getting a little like his vision for the restaurant is maybe a little bit too big for where they're at right now. Um, and yeah, I mean, there are things that he's kind of promised her or said that she has freedom as far as the dishes that she creates. And he seems to be changing a lot of things without saying anything to her, and also at the very last minute and it kind of seems like he's yes, he's in the right to do it, but is he handling it the right way? And I think that's where I could see what you're saying about Sydney, but I'm not there yet with her.
I think I think that would be an intriguing topic to discuss at the end of the season, just to see where everyone's at,
There.
and maybe with several characters. I think.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see where this thing ends up. I know, I got a little taste as to what you guys think from going gray this week, and then I skipped to the end of the episode and said, "Stop it, stop it." But yeah, I mean, like I said, I saw a lot of headlines about this season that were not too glowing, but I've enjoyed it so far. So I'm still enjoying the ride. Maybe it's because I'm taking it in little by little, so I'm looking forward to it a little bit more.
Could be.
But yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. And I, one of the things you guys said where it seems like that this is part one of a two-part season, and I could definitely see how this is going in that direction.
Yeah. I don't know. Anything else specific about episode 5 or 6 that we should discuss?
To Tina's son, I mean, would you knock it off with the cartoons? Please. Come on. Mom's trying to get a job here.
Exactly. Yeah. And the only thing I forgot what Mikey said about being skipped over. That was a tough one when he's talking to Tina about how they basically knew that Kwame was the one and it wasn't him. And I feel like that's a real thing for people. Maybe they feel like they skipped over, or they see a friend or a family member who's successful at doing so much better in life, where you feel like, man, maybe I was just missed over, maybe it just wasn't in the cards for me. So I understand that. So it was I really enjoyed that part. I mean, like you said, you're not going to get a lot of John Bernthal, but when you do get him, it's the best, and you're locked and loaded, and you all eyes and ears are on the screen. Of course, I would love to have him every single episode. Please forget about it. Wolf of Wall Street, and loved it. So I'd always love more John Bernthal, but it was a nice touch to see him in an extended role for one episode at least.
Well, there's two parts to what he said that I really felt like, kind of was very poignant. And it was not like, there are times where you just kind of realize, like, I'm not going to be the person that can follow their dreams because I have obligations and I have responsibilities. The dad left. I know it wasn't at the time where he went on that class trip, but eventually the father split, and it wasn't about following his dreams. It was about doing what the family needed him to do, and it was to keep the restaurant open, to provide for the family because the father's gone now. And just that feeling that he had of, well, I'm good at some things, but I don't have a passion for anything in that type of way. Like, and I kind of feel that way sometimes too. Like, I'm passionate about a lot of things, but nothing that I would make a career out of. Like, but I work for my time off, like that, to afford the things that I like to do on my time off. And I'm okay with that. Like, that's what I like. There are times where I wish that I had a thing that I really loved, like cooking, to pursue and go, head out, head over heels for. But, there are a lot of people that feel like that, where, it's cool to see people that have a dream and follow it. And I root for those people all the time, but not everybody is like that. And I thought those two things that he said just like really were very poignant.
Yeah, so true. Like I said, I forgot where I said this on what, maybe a podcast or just in general. Like Sunday Night Rob, forget about it. You can't believe the things I'm ready to do next week. We'll start wine business, a wine bar, starting it. The guitar, starting it. Piano,
Scones.
starting it. Game of scones, post production, and then Monday comes and I'm like, next week.
That's true.
Also, sorry.
Go ahead.
Shout out Chi-Chi, the real bear, the real Chicago beef. Love that guy. He's the best.
Who is that?
The dude that's working. Oh, he was in this episode, right?
No,
I thought he was in it.
I don't think so. 2 weeks in a row.
No, no, he was.
Over skis.
No, no, he's in it because I'm looking at the episode 6 recap right now. Napkins. Chi-Chi's in there. He's behind the counter with Richie.
Oh, okay. They got him. He was the guy that they were like going back and forth.
Yeah, he's like, oh, number 7. He's like, number 7. It's like number 7 for this knock motherfucker right here. Yeah, so Chi-Chi's he's like, I don't know if it's like, he's a real dude in real life that has a beef store in Chicago, but he's in
like
he's in the show.
most popular one.
Yeah, one of the most popular ones. He's like a real wackadoo. But no, I didn't spoil anything for you. He's in this episode.
All right, good.
GFY.
Shout out
Hey, shout out Chi-Chi and GFY.
All right. I'll GFM.
Yeah, I don't know. Anything else about these 2 episodes?
Yeah, it was a shame when Conway died at the end. He got attacked by that real life bear. All he was just looking for like new inspiration out in the woods, and then later.
I was like, oh, that's why they call it the bear.
Yep.
Yeah. He got bit like Revenant style. He just got fucking eaten up by the bear. So rest in peace, Conway.
See you never.
Spoiled again.
Sorry, Benny. Did you see that?
Sorry.
You saw that part, right?
No, I got spoiled on that already.
Oh, that was in episode 8. All right, well, thanks for watching. I don't know, put your comments in. What did you think of episodes 5 and 6? And check us out next week. We'll do 7 and 8 and find all our stuff. House of the Dragon, Boys, all the movies we've done. We love you. Robbie, tell them good night.
Good night, computer. I've known you for 35 years. You've coached Mikey's Little League team. You're nice to Pete. If you fuck with Marcus, I will murder you.
Yeah.
Chef.
When I hear a sound, a rap at the door, my young son Gabriel walks in. My wife said, no, Gabriel, leave. I said, no, let the boy watch. Let the boy watch. He needs to learn the way I learned from my father, the way he learned.